Well, hello friends, welcome back to the channel. How about a simple little tutorial? Today we're going to be using Mothership 10 from Pat McGrath, and we're going to be doing just a little New Year's Eve kind of look. This is what the palette looks like. I just feel like this is perfect for New Year's Eve. Oh hi, not me interrupting with the finished look. I just wanted to say, even though I'm using a Pat McGrath palette for this, you definitely don't have to. Just kind of stick with the vibes if you're following along at home. Find palettes that kind of go with this. At the end of the video, I talk a little bit about other palettes that you could use to do this look. But yeah, that's all that I wanted to say. Back to the regular, shenanigans. I'm only going to use one matte and like a couple of shimmers, and I'm going to keep it pretty simple. So this should be a pretty quick one. I'll tell you what else is on my face after, but let's just get into this thing. I really want to keep this simple. I'm going to go in with this shade here. I'm just going to build it up out here, and then I will start to blend it through the crease. But for now, I'm just kind of packing it on. I'm kind of moving it up into the crease as I'm going here, but I think I'm going to switch brushes before I start blending. Well, actually, maybe I won't switch brushes. Maybe I'll just kind of clean this one off. All my brushes are like still pretty dirty because I'm the worst at cleaning them, but I did just clean my color switch last night, so and I'm just gonna kind of blend the crease with this same brush. Oh, I didn't tell you what the brush is. In case you care, this is the Refer 14. Refer are natural hair brushes, if you didn't know, and they work really nicely with these Pat McGrath shadows. I feel like there's a little bit of patchiness going on, which seems really odd. Don't know what the heck is happening there. I think it's only on my right side. I might have to pack a little bit more on over there. Yeah, the left side's looking okay. Although on camera I feel like it looks not even that good. I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to take a little bit more and just kind of pack it right into my crease here, because I don't know, it just looks a little bit like it's kind of skipping in my actual crease. I don't know if that's something with the primer. I'm using my same primer that I like always use, the Sigma, but I might have let it sit a little bit too long before I started applying the shadows. I'm going to take a little bit more product into the crease area on the left side as well. And just kind of blend that up. Just giving some depth out here on the outer corner. Okay, I think that looks good now. I think the issue of patchiness has been dealt with, and it's looking pretty solid. Why does that look patchy on camera? It doesn't look patchy in real life. I wonder if it's the way that the light is hitting it, because I do have a little bit of like, I don't know, like this particular eyelid has like a raised spot along like here, and I know with certain like iridescent shimmers and stuff it looks like it's patchy, but it's just the way that light is reflecting off of that shape, if that makes any sense at all. So that's something that I struggle with, but I don't want to go too crazy with this one. Let's move on to the next shade. The name of that shade that I put on the outer corner, by the way, is Extreme Nocturne. Next I'm going to go in with Blitz Venus, which is this shade right here. And I'm just going to take that basically all over the lid, and I'm going to use the 33 from Refer. It's like this big brush. If I seem a little off, it's because I have a headache. I overslept. It's been a while since I've had this issue with having these headaches and like oversleeping and being all messed up from that. But yeah, this morning I overslept. I went to bed late. I overslept in the morning. So I'm like all messed up. Not loving that. Not loving that. Really kind of aggravated that I overslept. Aggravated that I slept in. I mean that I went to bed late, not slept in. It's the opposite of oversleeping. Not contradicting myself. This mirror that I'm using still has the sticker on it, and I don't know why I'm not taking it off. There we go, now I can actually see myself. Okay, that looks good. Honestly, easy peasy. I don't really need anything else with this shade. I'm gonna go over the center of my lid now with, what's the name of it? Astral Gold Lust, which is this one down here. Do I want to use my finger? Should I? Let me start with the brush. I'm not even going to bother like cleaning the brush off. I'm just going to go in with the brush and I'm just going to focus it on like the center. Hoo, hoo, hoo. And isn't that just New Year's right there? Like, easy peasy, so simple. Which is what I want. I want this to be so simple. I don't want this to be crazy. Gorgeous. Okay, so I think all I have to do now is a little bit of something on the inner corner, and maybe I'll throw some shadow along the lower lash line. And then I think this eye look is going to be done. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to use the same palette. I'm going to use Skin Tense Glow, which is this shadow over here. And I'm going to use the O2 from Refer. And I'm just going to pack that on the inner corner. Super pretty, super brightening. I do feel like I have like fallout all over my face from like the special shades. Not feel like, I know that I have fallout all over my face. I can see it. But I'm gonna brush that away. Hopefully. Okay, so that's the inner corner. I'm gonna finish up with something on the lower lash line. You know what though? I might want to use a shimmer on the lower lash line. This one here is like, it doesn't look very gray, but it is like a gunmetal kind of a shimmer. Let me just show you on my finger what it actually looks like. So in case you are unfamiliar with this palette, you see that? Like, let me swatch it on the back of my hand. You see that? That's so pretty. I might throw that on my lower lash line. I need like a kind of a small brush. I'm gonna try using the Refer 28 and just taking the littlest bit. I am just gonna go like this. See that? I'm just taking just a little. I'll even tap it off. I'm just gonna run it along the lower lash line. This is good because we're getting like the silver, we're getting the gold, we're getting the champagne, the whole New Year's Eve fantasy. All in one palette, by the way. Another look that I want to try to do with this palette is I want to combine this one with Utopian Dream. And I want to just do like a burgundy eye look. Because there's like that trio chrome in Utopian Dream that has like a burgundy kind of base. And then there's like these kind of burgundy shades in this palette, like the mattes. I don't know how that will go in terms of like the different depths of the shades. Like it might just all be too kind of uniform, but I want to try it. I think there's also another shade in Utopian that's kind of like a sparkly pinky red kind of a shade that I could use for like the inner part of the lid to create some gradient. Okay, so I think that this is done. If you wanted to amp this up even more, you could go into another Pat McGrath palette. I mean, I don't know if anybody's following along at home, you know, using this exact same palette. If you are, you know, you could just leave it at this, just use the one palette. But you could also amp it up and go into one of the older palettes and grab one of the very kind of more like chunky shadows to put on the center lid to rev it up even more. But I'm liking this. I like that this is soft and simple and cute. Let me do my mascara and then I'll tell you what I have on my face. Okay, so I am back. Let's wrap this up before this bright light makes my headache any worse. On my face, actually, first let me tell you about the mascaras, because I have been trying this little sample that I got of the Dark Star mascara from Pat McGrath, and honestly not loving it, which I'm so surprised by because people seem to love this product. But I have much better luck with the much cheaper Fenty mascara. What is it called? The Hella Thick mascara. I have been loving this, but it's weird because a lot of people say that they don't love it. I don't know. I hear people rave about this and bash this a lot, but this is much cheaper and it gives me a lot more volume and length than this. Maybe it's because you can't quite get enough on the spoolie with this. I don't know. It doesn't seem like that's the problem, but I'm wondering if maybe a full size would be better. I don't know. People love this and I am not loving it. It looks weak. I went over it though with this gorgeous Fenty mascara, so that's why it looks so good. And yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion about this sample of the Dark Star that I tried. It's just super weak. Like without that layer of the Fenty over it, it just looked so, it just didn't do it for me. And then I went over it with the Fenty and immediately it was like perfect. When I use the Fenty by itself though, it's just, you know, I don't know, easy, simple. I don't need to do multiple layers, or if I do, it's because I want it to be more dramatic. Let me tell you what else is on my face. I'm wearing this blush from About Face. It's beautiful. It's in the shade Champagne Room. I don't know why it's called that, but that's what it's called. Champagne Room. What the heck? Is that a sex thing? I feel like all the other ones are named after like sex things. Maybe I don't want to know what that is. As a highlighter, I took Mothership. Oh no, not this one. Mothership 7 Divine Rose. I grabbed the wrong one. I grabbed Divine Rose 2. This is Divine Rose. There is a shade in this palette that is also in a highlighter palette, and so I wanted to try it as a highlight instead of a shadow, and it looks gorgeous, which, you know, makes sense because it's in a highlighter palette. This is the shade here. It's called Iridescent Pink 003. So that layered really beautifully over the About Face blush. It looks very pink and cute and shiny. Speaking of About Face, by the way, I did also put some liner in my waterline. I just did a black because I felt like it needed it. Like it needed that little touch of drama. I used the only black that actually stays in my waterline. The only product that stays in my waterline. My eyes are very like wet and teary, and the only thing that really seems to stay is this shadow stick. It's not even actually a liner, it's a shadow stick from About Face. It's in the shade Kill the Lights, and it's just like their black shadow stick. I don't love these things as shadow sticks because I personally feel that they're impossible to blend. Like once you put it down, that's it, it's staying there. Other people don't seem to have that problem. I've heard people say a lot of good things about the shadow sticks from About Face. I like to use this though in my waterline because, like I said, once you put it down, it's not going anywhere, and I don't really have to blend it out when it's in my waterline. The only time I ever have an issue though is because it's so thick. Sometimes it like comes down too far and then it's like great. Now I just have this weird smudge of black that I can't get rid of because once it's down, it's down. Oh, in my eyebrows, I actually used, I grabbed for my YSL Clutch palette and used the black shade in here because it's very soft and blendable. Lately, I feel like half the time when I do my brows, they end up looking too dramatic, like too dark. So I wanted to go for this one instead of like the one from Patrick Ta, because usually I'll use, or at least recently I've been using the black from the Patrick Ta palette, but it's not as soft, so it can wind up being really dramatic and I don't know, just over the top. I think I did an okay job today with it. Do I look okay to you? On my lips, I used this gorgeous lip liner from Unearthly in the shade Carnage. First of all, I love how long these things are. I keep saying that, but I love how long they are. Like, I feel like I'll never run out of this, but it's just a gorgeous color. And then I only just like lined my lips with it. And then I used this sample that I got from Pat McGrath of the lip gloss. I used this for the first time last night. I did the same combination last night and loved it so much. I was like, I'm going to do that again today. This gloss is actually so nice. Like, I can barely feel it at all. It's so, it's in like this weird tube, so it comes out pretty thick. But once it's on for like a minute, it just becomes like this perfect. I can feel a slight tackiness, but it's so nice. It feels like it's gonna stay. It feels like it's not just gonna like run everywhere. I have such an issue with glosses making my lip liners like bleed into the little fine lines around my mouth, especially when I use Colourpop lip liners. Do you guys have any tips on like good lip liners that don't bleed? Because I mean, these are great, but there's only a few colors in these. I wish that they would come out with some more. Okay, anyway, I think that that's it. Oh, I use my Fenty skin tint and my Huda concealer, my Huda setting powder, the loose one. And I think that that's it for the face. So I hope that you guys liked this. I hope that you guys enjoyed the simplicity of this tutorial. I wanted it to be very simple. I just wanted this to be the simplest, easiest little, I don't know, fancy New Year's Eve eye look, because I've been doing so many very complicated things lately. I've been taking a really long time doing my makeup. I wanted to do something simple and easy. Other palettes, by the way, that you could do this kind of a thing with, the Glam palette from Natasha Deanna, I think you could get a very similar look with that. You could probably do this kind of a thing with the Pretty Grunge palette. I don't own that one, but that one came out this year from Huda, and a lot of people seem to really love it. Maybe I'll get it eventually, but yeah, I think that any like really cool toned eyeshadow palette with a nice champagne, a nice cool gold, you could achieve this kind of a look, and it's super simple and super nice. I feel like my lashes are too dramatic on the bottom. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this one, and I will be seeing you guys again in the new year. Crazy, 2024. It's been 2020 for like 7 years, you guys. What the heck? Anyway, I hope that I will be seeing you guys again very soon. Hopefully you'll tune in to my new content, and if you're new, please be sure to like and subscribe. That's all that I have for you today. Peace.